years without an official theatrical release, the new Mortal Kombat movie is here and we're gonna talk about it. Alrighty, Kung Fu Chronicles, we are back and here it is. You asked for it. Well, maybe you did. And even if you didn't, it's okay because it sounds sexier when I say it like that, right?
Of course! Of course!
Okay, first off, hell yeah, there's gonna be spoilers.
Spoiler alert!
Because in order to give you guys a really candid review, I have to talk to everyone as if they've seen it. It just makes sense, right?
Okay.
And if you haven't, no worries, just check my other video about the Scorpion Fatality that's really cool. Come back to this one after you've checked the movie. How does that sound?
Interesting.
Okay, so this is gonna be your honest layman martial art review, all right? I'm not gonna get into all the techie stuff like the cinematography, the lighting, the techniques, the framing, all of that. I'm not a film major, nor was I ever. I'm just a film fan and a martial artist, of course, a martial art fan. So that being said, we're gonna talk characters, stories, what I like, and what didn't really work so well for me. So let's get to it. All right, so story. Let's start with this because why not? And it is important. Most fans out there know the general MK story, although it's changed over the years with the games, but let's talk strictly the movies, okay? Because we'll make it very easy. Now, the first 7 minutes play out just like you saw in the trailers. Most people already have. They spoiled that. The Sub-Zero, Scorpion, origin, why the two hate each other so much. The rivalry is laid out from the beginning. Sub-Zero, and this one is the Bihan character. Sub-Zero takes out Scorpion's family, and Scorpion is pissed. So right away, you thoroughly get why Sub-Zero can't stand, no wait, scratch that, despises, no, scratch that too. You get why he completely hates this man and wants to kill him, tear him limb from limb. Oh, and sidebar, this is the first time in the actual theatrical releases that they've addressed the fact that Sub-Zero is actually a Chinese ninja descendant, i.e. the Lin Kuei. So the main story after that, we jump right into the life of Cole, played by Louis Tan. He's an MMA fighter who can't really fight. Yeah, he ends up getting his ass kicked quite a bit in this movie, all right? So I'm always wondering when I was watching it, like, where are this guy's skills? But I guess that's the point. He's supposed to come off as this more human-like character among gods and all these empowered characters or whatever. Okay, fine. Jax and Sonya are introduced right away as well. Jax, who's played by Mehcad Brooks, aka X from back in the day. True Blood fans know what I'm talking about.
I used it on all of them.
Hold on now. We both know you're under Marianne's spell.
But it was me who cut out this woman's heart, Andy.
Yeah, that's him. And no shade, he's come a long way and done a lot. All right, his Jax is cool, and the history between him and Sonya is shown well. Sonya's history is also with the armed forces. She's played by Jessica McNamee. And the less I say about her, probably the better. So quick premise, everyone that has this brand, the Mortal Kombat brand, has a secret power or an Arcana power that they call it. And they can tap into that power inside themselves, making them worthy enough to fight in Outworld and eventually go to the Mortal Kombat tournament. So no brand, no worthiness, no fighting. In the beginning, Sonya's really just along for the ride and things kind of transpire from there. We get introduced to our anti-hero, the guy's all out for himself, Kano. Yeah, there's that part in the trailer, you've seen it.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
He's Australian, he's a piece of crap, he's all in for himself, but he is funny as hell. Most of the classic lines are from Kano, so I suggest you watch the movie if for nothing else. The entertainment value that he brings to the table is amazing.
Round 2.
And I'll just fast forward because you've got some of the traditional characters like Shan Tsung, played by Chin Han. Melina's in there, Liu Kang, Kung Lao. Goro, of course, makes an appearance. He's CG, but that fight's really good. And there are a few more in it, yeah, but you get the hint right away that this is more of a setup movie. The actual tournament is not in the movie.
It's not.
So a prequel, so to speak, right? No tournament! In fact, Raiden is just there really for a bunch of exposition and to kind of throw up these lightning force fields every now and then. And once in a while he uses his powers. He's like the Gandalf of the series.
He doesn't even get a proper fight, so whatever.
Can I get a wall? Whoa!
And neither does Shan Tsung for that matter. But he does take a soul. So watch out for that part in the movie. It's kind of cool to watch it happen. The CG's pretty good. So the long and short of it, MMA fighter Cole Young comes to the temple of Lord Raiden along with Jax and Sonya, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and the rest to fight against Shan Tsung and his crew of misfits in Outworld, including the almighty Sub-Zero, which really makes the band complete.
I am Sub-Zero. Round 3.
So the good. The fights, of course. They're choreographed pretty well, but I'll have to admit the editing at times does leave a lot to be desired. It's that chopsaki kind of shit that sometimes you're like, why are they cutting here? And is that to make up for the fact that people couldn't really pull off the moves? But I don't think so in this day and age. So I think a lot of this may be director's choice. I don't know, try to be more stylish, but the editing doesn't serve the fights that well at times. I will say that, all right? Not like, once again, I'm not gonna get too geeky and technical, but you'll see what I mean. Anybody familiar with the Bourne series with Matt Damon back in the day and how as good as that series was? All the fights used to get hacked up and fast cut, and you would be like, what the heck's going on? Sometimes you get that same kind of flavor in this movie, which doesn't make sense because it's a Mortal Kombat movie, i.e. fighting movie, and hello, I want to see all of the fights. Yeah! But certain things do get nailed right now, I'll tell you. Fatalities are the biggest deal, and they are in the movie. A few great ones, a few just like the video game, so do make sure you check for some of those. Big fans are gonna be really happy with the Easter egg and fan service fatalities in this. You're gonna jump out of your seats, clap your ass off. It's gonna be fun for you.
Flawless victory.
And the last good I'll say, it's short. An hour and 50 total. I mean, more like an hour 40, 10 minutes of credits, which you don't even have to watch those. So it's a pretty fast watch, and I promise you'll be mostly entertained. All right, now let's talk the bad, because we got to do it. And there's a lot that's not great. Again, you ain't going into this looking for an Oscar award-winning movie. It's Mortal Kombat. It ain't The Art of War, right? So let's just be clear on that. First and foremost, there are some pacing issues, and even though the movie's like an hour and a half and change, some spots could have been trimmed up a little bit more. The story at times doesn't really make sense. You're a little bit unsure about people's characters' motivations and whatnot. Yeah. Some characters are also underused, greatly underused. Raiden, Shan Tsung, as I said before, it's like these guys are just there for fancy exposition and minimal power display. What the?
What?
But all in all, wrapping it up, it's an entertaining movie and a good restart for the franchise. A fresh coat of paint is what they needed. They admittedly went a different way on this, not the traditional tournament, but it is a setup, and you see it's a setup for a following movie. Another bad, not so bad point is a lot of your favorite characters may not be in this one. There's a setup, yes, for Johnny Cage. He's not in the movie, but there is a nice set for that. Katana's not in it. Some of your favorites like Baraka. There is, however, a reptile fight. Blink and you almost miss it, but it's in the beginning of the movie and done very cool, I think. Most fans will love a lot of the Easter eggs and fan service. And so, of course, this movie feels more like a prequel. It's a restart, not a reboot, but a restart to the franchise, and it gets them off and running. I think they can really tweak from here, learn from the mistakes they made in this one, and then carry over to the next one, which should hopefully be a lot better. By the way, another sidebar, Joe Taslim, who you know I love from Warrior, and he plays Sub-Zero in this movie, has signed on for a 4-picture deal. Is that 4? Yeah, a 4-picture deal for more Mortal Kombat. So that's a good thing, right? It means we're gonna have more of these, and it felt like you would. All that being said, I'm gonna give this a solid 7. Is that 7? Yeah, 7 out of 10. Go in there for that hour and a half plus, turn your brain off, sit with some popcorn, and just enjoy yourself, because that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't going to the Louvre, you're going to see Mortal Kombat. So hit up a theater, stream it on HBO Max, watch the movie, tell me what you think, and let me know down below your thoughts on the movie, your reactions. That's what's important. Did you think my review was helpful, or am I full of shit? Do me a favor, smash that like button down below, subscribe to stay up to date on all the content that will drop, hit the little bell and you get the notifications. It's a wonderful thing. And of course, share, that's how we grow. And maybe watch a few other videos you may like while you're here. Guys, as always, stay safe, see you in the next round, and of course,
Get over here!
keep punching.